Hi everyone, this is a quick video on how to set up an agent that you can run on a schedule. A lot of us are used to using Agent.ai and building agents where you can manually go and execute the agent, which is you go to the marketplace or you click run and then you get a input form, you enter the input. But that is done manually. What if you wanted to set up an agent where it just runs on a schedule? So people don't actually go and provide the input every time. They don't manually run the agent. They're running it on a schedule. So how would I do that? So I built a quick email scheduler agent. And so as an example, this agent takes a particular topic you're interested in, takes your email, and then based on that particular topic, will find the latest news, and then it'll email you the latest news on a schedule. So think of it as a newsletter agent that I have just built. Very, very simple use case that most of us can understand. So the way you set it up is you go and you set up your trigger, and the usual trigger is set to manual only. Instead, here you'll select the user configured schedule. The one thing which throws people for a loop is that when it says user configured schedule, what it is talking about is the user who is going to run the agent, they configure the schedule. This is not you as the person building the agent configures the schedule. So currently, you cannot set it up where I will say that I want to build an agent and it should run every day at this time or every week at this time. And then I've set the schedule one time, and then that agent just automatically keeps firing and does what it's supposed to do. This is where the person who is executing the agent will have to first go and execute it one time, and then they'll be able to set the schedule. So this is the part where people get a little confused because you're assuming that as I'm building this somewhere, I'm saying, oh, here is a schedule, but you don't do it. Uh, so this agent, as it is a pretty simple agent. It takes a topic of interest. It takes your email. So topic of interest, takes your email as text. So this is the topic I'm interested in. This is the email I want, email address that I want to get the email to. I then go use that topic to find news from the last 7 days. And then I'm doing a simple LLM action, which basically takes the news and the topic and generates it in a form um, where I can basically now have this news that I want to email. And then I have an email output that takes your email address. And then this is the content of the email that I want to send. And so let me now publish all these changes here that I just made. And so at this point, you're probably thinking, oh, where do I configure the schedule? And that's the part where you don't do it over here. Uh, you have to provide the link to this agent to your users and tell them that they need to go run this the first time. And then when they run it the first time, they have to then um, set up their schedule. So now I'm going to run the agent. I'm going to enter a topic of interest. And let's say this is going to be Google Gemini new product launch. So I'm very interested in all the new products that they've launched in the last week. So I click go, and then it's going to ask me for my email address. And so I'm going to say, so I'll give my email address and then I click go. And so this agent will run the first time. And after it finishes running, it is going to bring up a simple screen at the bottom, or a button will show up that will basically allow me to now configure the schedule. So you'll see here, once I have run the agent, so it's like, oh, this is the topic of interest. This is the email. Then what it is going to do is going to go and allow you to now schedule. And so this is the kind of little what I would call non-intuitive aspect of it, is that somebody needs to go run the agent one time, they can test it, and then if they like what they see, then they can now go say, hey, I want to schedule it. So I can understand why the workflow works this way. And so this is where I can select a schedule since it's a weekly stuff. So I'm going to set it up that every week on Sundays at 3 a.m. So again, little limited in the options you have in terms of scheduling, but you get the idea. You can do it either daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. Um, and I'm going to select weekly, schedule that, save schedule. And now what then happens is if I wanted to see where the schedule is saved, I can go to my builder. runs, and there's a scheduled runs where I can now see this is my email scheduler agent, and this particular topic will get researched and I'll get an email. You'll see that the first one ran just now. As we were setting this up, I can go see this is the latest. I mean, again, it's not well formatted, but I wasn't trying to get too much around the email formatting piece of it. I just wanted to show you that these are the latest news on Google Gemini's latest product launch. So hopefully you found this useful and now have a good idea of how to go set up an email schedule. Thank you.